What's up, guys? Hope you're having a fantastic day. My buddy Phil and I, there's old Philly. We're going to show you guys how to remove some overspray. I thought this would be an amazing video. We're kind of dolling Phil's Miata up. He just picked up this little 03 special edition on, I guess the guy went into his work, not on Craigslist or anything, but it fell in his lap. There you guys go. So we're going to get straight into it here. So basically, Phil's car has a ton of overspray on it. I'm not sure if you can see it, but and you may be able to see it, but I know you can hear it. So we already did the quarter panel. You can't really hear it, but you can definitely hear it here. It's pretty heavy overspray. So basically, the first thing I do is I try rubbing alcohol, and we've already done this whole car and kind of got the formula down. So tried rubbing alcohol, it didn't work. Also tried some lacquer thinner, that didn't work as well. So next up, we're going to start with the Perfect It 3 clay cleaner. So here's your little clay patty right here, and what I do is I fold it into a patty and I put this right here. So basically, laundry detergent in a bucket right there. Also put a little bit of Dawn dish soap, just for your guys' info. Most guys wet sand with Dawn dish soap. However, I used to work with a guy, and if you know my background, I was in auto body, and most guys use Dawn dish soap. However, one of the guys I worked with used to use laundry detergent, and it's extremely slippery. So I'm gonna get straight into how to do it and how to remove the overspray, and I'm gonna hand the phone to Phil and we're gonna rock and roll. So first thing you want to do is fold your clay patty. You might want to turn it sideways. Fold your clay patty, basically flatten it out so it's like this. And then I'm using a Costco towel, microfiber towel, and then plenty of lubrication. So what I'm going to do is we're going to come across the deck lid here and just lubricate it. The car's already been washed, so we're pretty much ready to roll. Then I'm going to go ahead and dunk this in the bucket. Important thing is you want to cup the clay. So you can hold it like this, but I like to cup the clay. That way you don't lose it. A lot of times if you're doing the side of a car and you hold it like this and it slips out of your hand, falls on the floor or on the concrete, you might as well, you could possibly save it, but a lot of times you're almost better off to throw it away, which this clay is pretty expensive. This is a fairly fine grade clay as far as coarseness. So basically, there's a couple different ways you could do it. Like I said, number one, we'll want to keep the panel lubricated heavily, and that way it kind of slides across the surface. But you can go circular motions. You can also go back and forth. So you could do a combination of each. I like to do a little bit of both, actually. Sometimes you're better off to do straight back and forth motions. That way when you go to polish it, you can kind of see with your buffer, whether you removed all the striations. So it's actually coming off quite nice. It was pretty heavy. You'll even see if you kind of come in, you can see it's embedded in the clay, all the contaminants. So what I'll do is I'll kind of fold it back against itself and flatten it out again. And then we'll redunk in the bucket. Like I said, it's important to keep it kind of lubricated and hydrated. Then I'm going to come across the back piece here. This is once you get this done, it's amazing. The paint was missing some of its shine because, or as they like to call it in the detail world, optical clarity. And once you remove the overspray, I think that's the biggest thing, and one of the most important things in detailing cars is getting the surface clean and what they call virgin or naked. And you're basically stripping all the bonded contaminants, whether it be overspray, any sort of rail dust or stuff that's fallen from the atmosphere. Once you get rid of that, it brings up the optical clarity or clear coat. So I think it's pretty amazing. So here we go. And this is all a feel thing. You don't want to use a lot of pressure. You just want to kind of go back and forth, and then you not only do you feel it, you know, through your clay, but you can feel it with your hand. One of the biggest things you want to do is you want to hold your hand flat. You don't want to hold it like this. This is a big auto body trick. When you're feeling something, you want to hold it flat-handed. You're not using 2 fingers or anything. You're holding it flat-handed. So that looks pretty good to me. We'll just do half of it, and then I'm going to rinse it. I'm going to put the clay over here. You don't want to drop this stuff. If you do, pretty much just pitch it. You could, I guess, fold it back against itself, but the worst thing you could do is get a chunk of sand under it. The other advice I have is to listen. If you hear, like, so when I'm wet sanding something, if it sounds like there's some grit or some sand underneath, then you'll want to be careful and stop sanding and dunk your sandpaper in the bucket. Sorry, my buddy's dog's barking in the background. But so what we're going to do is we're going to rinse all this off, and I'm going to use my famous Orbit sprayer. Reason I like this sprayer is I'll show you guys real quick. It basically has a fire nozzle, and I'm going to turn it on slowly, and there's tons of control. So I can, being as that we have the convertible top down, you know, I can use a lot of control. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse this, and it's still extremely slick because of the Tide detergent. If you guys are auto body guys and you've never tried it wet sanding, it's absolutely amazing. So it's a super nice trick. I actually learned it from a friend of mine who was a combo guy, did body and paint. So you'll just want to turn your pressure down, that way you're not getting inside your convertible top. And then I'll roll it back. And I'm going to show you guys here the difference. I'm going to move this over, that over, and we'll dry it off here. You can literally see the line. And then I'll fold it in my rag in 4s. I forgot to say that, but I'll fold my Costco rag in 4s. And that way, the beauty of that, you have 8 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then turn it inside out. You have 4 more sides. So that's the beauty of, not only does it look professional, but you know, it's functional as well. So easy, light pressure. I'm just basically holding the rag to the panel and moving back and forth in a ladder motion like I talk in a lot of my videos. Then I flip it on its back, dry it. You can literally see, if you look, here is where I stopped. I don't know if you can pick that up on the video, Phil, but it's super smooth here, and right here you can see the line where I stopped. I guess I could have taped it. You would have really seen the difference, but you can, my hands are a little slick, but you can really hear the overspray, whereas it's removed there. So overspray is a very annoying thing, but this is one way to remedy it. So after this, we're gonna run a polish over it, and there won't be a trace of overspray. So I like to start out first with alcohol, then I try like a solvent cleaner, whether it be a wax and grease, a lacquer thinner, a reducer, and then if that doesn't do it, then I step into clay, and that'll mechanically take it off. So it's an amazing trick. Hope you guys are having a great day. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment below, and thanks for watching.